Okay, so I think it was back here, right? Was the water? That we had come across? No, it wasn't. I know that back here is the lava. I could have swore we found a source of water as well. Well, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, we don't need to do this down here. There is a much better place for us to do it. Although it's out in the open, if we do it during the day, we should be able to do it without any problems. So if we go back up, I'm apologizing here. If we go back up, and let's head back up here. And I just want to pause right here for a moment to see if I hear any slimes. Nope, I don't. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to go out during the day and hopefully get the obsidian, which I know that there's a good place for us to do this out in the open. Okay. Alright, so it is during the day, but how late in the day is it? Well, I haven't made the gold clock yet, so I don't know. I can't see the sun down here in the ravine, so we're just gonna assume that we have enough space here. If I get killed by a monster, that's fine. My hunger will reset and everything will be great. I just have to make sure that I don't get killed by lava or by a creeper. Okay. Watch out for this ravine. Raspberry bush. Cool. Oh, and see, it's already getting dark. But that's okay. If I get killed, doesn't get killed at this point. Alright, so remember over here I said a couple episodes ago, this will be a great place for me to mine obsidian. Well, here's my chance. So what I want to make sure, again, if you remember, actually we're going to take the bucket up here, and I think there's only that one source up there, those source blocks. We're going to get rid of this water. And let's see if we can do it. Might not be able to. Yeah, there we go. That got rid of the water. Excellent. Okay, we're gonna grab another source block of water here. Yeah, just so we have 2 buckets of water. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay, so let's... Okay. Alright, we'll take our pick here. And what I want to do is make sure, if you remember, when I mine the diamonds, that the 9 around the obsidian, much like the diamond, is totally clear, which this one is. And I know that it's only a matter of time before a monster comes, but as long as I die here and not over the lava, we're totally going to be fine. Oh, and you see, lava started coming. So the way you can deal with lava, there's two ways. You can put some water above it, and then use your pick to break the cobblestone that shows up. And if the water is sufficiently close enough to the lava source, it'll actually. Nope, I didn't want to do that. If it's close enough to the lava source, it'll turn that lava into obsidian. And you can see when we drop down here that that block that the lava was coming from is now obsidian. So now we know that this block and this block are now safe. So let's grab these. Okay. In this block, we know that these three sides are obsidian, and then these three sides are open, so this block is good too. And again, being really methodical here will be to your advantage, because at least in the early going, once we get a little bit further ahead, all this will be kind of moot. So we know that that is totally cool. Once we get a little bit further, it will be a total waste of our time to mine obsidian, like at all. And that is coming sooner rather than later, for sure. And while I do find some enjoyment out of mining obsidian in this way, we know that this one's good too. It's really time consuming, and I'd much rather passively get stacks of it showing up in my inventory, which you'll be able to do very shortly after what I'm doing here. And actually, while I'm doing this, I probably should grab enough obsidian to also build a nether portal. If you're unfamiliar with what the nether is a location that is essentially like another world that is sort of kind of linked to what they call the overworld, which is the one we're in right now. It has a much different feel and much different fauna and flora than the overworld. Okay, that source block is way too high, so we're just gonna... Yeah, we're just gonna ignore that. Okay. We'll just deal with having one thing of water. That's why you want to grab 2 things of water, because if you grab just one, you could essentially lose it. And having 2, it allows you some backup. Okay, so we know what's underneath it. We know what's next to it, and on those 2 sides. And yeah, so that one's free to go as well. Let's just check to see how many we have now. We have 8. We're gonna need a bunch. I think we're going to need about 15 all said and done. That sounds about right. Because you need 10 for the portal. And then we're going to need some for the alloy. I am really surprised that mobs are not attacking me right now. I'm not going to complain, but it is kind of odd. Also, it's raining pretty hard. Alright. And that is also why you don't mine directly down. If you ever need another example of why you don't do that. And again, the only reason why I'm grabbing these is because I know that all 9 sides of them are safe. Yep, that one's safe too. I will say that the one downside of being safe like this with the obsidian is that it takes a long time, and you end up with really large obsidian fields because you're constantly just creating more as you're eliminating potential lava blocks, and you're never gonna mine this field completely out, because who has time for that? Ain't nobody got time for that. And we're mining obsidian here. People barely have time enough to mine like 3 of these, not mine an entire like stack of them. Alright, so 17, that should be plenty. And see, I mined all through the night, which is kind of nice. So now let's head back and hopefully don't get killed by a creeper on our way back, because that wouldn't be good. Also worth noting, if you're afraid of creepers, I'm not afraid of them per se, I just don't like them. You can actually use obsidian as a building material for your house, and obsidian, or things that are made of obsidian, like hardened glass, they actually can withstand creeper explosions. But creepers generally leave you alone unless you're like standing on top of your house at night, and then they'll, of course, spawn like 6 blocks away from you on top of your house. Or like earlier when I wasn't recording, unfortunately, they will spawn 6 at a time and just drop on you. So I know that pool is right nearby my place, so... Oh, there it is right there. Okay. I was right next to it. Oh, Jesus. Okay, alright, I am gonna die. Unless that skeleton sees me and then decides it's gonna come out in the sun. Yep. Okay, that's fine. Killed by a skeleton. I don't have a sword, but you know what? I am gonna make a diamond one, just because then I don't have to worry about swords for a while. I will eventually create another sword, in the same way that I create my next pick and my next, and the excavator that's definitely going to be built, but that's going to be a couple episodes away. And I'm not actually going to build another sword. What I'll end up building is a battle axe that'll allow me to harvest wood faster um, and more efficiently, as well as knock back enemies further. And eventually, once it gets implemented, because it's from a mod, allow me to... that skeleton is nowhere to be found now. Punk. Oh, that's because he died. Will allow me to increase my defense. So yeah, like I showed you in previous ones, you just have to open your block, or open the grave marker. And let's get back in here. And we're very close, very, very close to building our first pick here, and I'll show you how to do that. And that'll be the end of the episode once we finish with that. All right, so now that we have obsidian, we're gonna make that alloy with the obsidian, which is alumite, which is 5 aluminum, 2 iron, 2 obsidian. Okay, so I have the iron blocks, or, well, I have iron ore, which is totally fine. So, and we also have aluminum ore, but we have the aluminum blocks too, I believe, somewhere in here. Maybe it's in the other chest. Doesn't matter. Okay, so the ratio again was 2 obsidian, 2 iron, and 5 aluminum. So, and we're gonna need a total of 1. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take 5 aluminum ore, and 2 iron ore, and 2 obsidian, because each of these blocks of obsidian counts as 2 obsidian in the terms of the smelter. And we're going to make 2 of the alumite, and we're going to turn it into ingots. But first, before we even do that, what we're going to have to do is take that aluminum brass that we created earlier, which, where is it? Where is the aluminum brass? And what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to create a cast for our pickaxe head to be put in. I could have swore that we created cast aluminum ingots. Or is it in my inventory still? No. Ah, you know where it is? It's in Puppy. There we go. Alright, so the first thing we're going to need to do is take and make a stone version of this pickaxe head. We're essentially going to prototype this pickaxe head. So we'll take some cobblestone, and we'll go over to the part builder, and we're going to make a stone version of this pickaxe head, which is going to cost us 1 cobblestone. Okay. Alright, then we're going to go over to our smelter, and we're going to take this ingot cast off, and instead we're going to put down the stone pickaxe head. So much like we put the, if you remember, we put the iron ingot on there to make a cast out of it. To make tool casts, you need to use stone versions of them. Okay, so we're going to set our fluid duct so it pulls out of the smelter. Turn it on. And we're just going to toss 1 aluminum brass in there. And we're going to let that melt. And what it should do is automatically, because we have this powered up, it will melt this down and then automatically pour it over the stone so that we can then extract the stone from it and have our pickaxe cast. And I'll just take a second here to do that. And yeah, you'll see the liquid's already gone. It's already in there and it's already cool. Okay. Alright, so yeah, you can see we have a pickaxe head cast, which material cost is 1. Okay, so this is actually going to create an entire block worth of this material. So what we're actually going to do is put the pickaxe head cast down and only make one of those, and then make a bunch of this ingot. So the way we're going to want to do this, because we want to be careful, if we make extra, that's fine. You know, one thing isn't going to matter. So we put all this into the smelter, and this will take a minute or so because oh, actually, there is a much smarter way to go about this. Now that I think about it. So what we'll need is we'll need some sticks. Do we have any wood left at all? Or any sticks left? Yes, we do. Okay. I keep doing that. Okay. We'll need to make a lever for this side. We just put 4 ore into that, which we know will make two blocks of material. So if we take and change this over and then turn it on. Oh, nope, that's not what we wanted to do. That's not what we wanted to do. I hope we can reverse that. No. Okay. Not everything melted. But that's okay. If you see what I just did, I turned that so it vacuumed out of there and put that in there. What happened was I didn't put I started sucking it out before everything melted. So I put the aluminum back in there, and you can see that it's stagnated. So there's molten alumite, then there's some iron, and there's some obsidian, and it's all mixed, but it's all different. Then once this aluminum melts, all of this will turn to alumite. We just have to wait as Puppy stares at us. And there we go. All of that is now 6 ingots of alumite. So I was wrong, and that's good that we didn't actually pour that out because it wouldn't actually fill this casting basin. So what we'll want to do is very quickly, because it'll pour out almost immediately, is turn this on and then turn it off. And that might have been enough time for that to come out. Alright, so we'll wait for that to cool. And with any luck, that fluid duct will not have grabbed all the material. No, it hasn't. Okay, good. And since the pickaxe head is only 1, we'll only have created a few of these, I think. Which is totally fine because we'll get better materials later, and we'll probably want to use this alumite. And we can actually smelt this alumite, these alumite heads back down at a 1-for-1. So these are essentially the same as ingots at the moment. Okay, alright, so all that should be out there. There might still be some material in here, which I'm going to take out in just a second here. There we go. Now I can take this out, put the cast down, turn this off, and then switch it back. And actually, I'll throw the heads in there now, the extra heads, except for one of them, which we're actually going to use. Okay, that'll take a minute for that to melt down, but we can pull them out since it's all the same material. Okay, just a second. Yeah, I know. I messed up right after this. Okay. Okay, so while this is going, I'm just going to show you really fast how you make these. So in the part builder, not in the part builder, I'm sorry, in the tool forge, once you have all the parts, nope, sorry, the tool station. Once you have all the parts built, you select the part the thing you want to make, and basically you take all these parts and put them together, and you'll get your customized tool. When we next will be on here, I will show you the tool that I made, as well as how to enchant it, and then we'll get started on some bigger and better things. So that will be enough for this episode, and I'll see you next time.